Here at the PGA Show with Dean Snell, a true golf ball genius. We're just going to talk about some tech about golf balls, those round white things with dimples. Dean, when you get started on a new project, what do you think about from the golfer, the consumer? What's kind of gets your mind going?
Well, it's interesting. The first like 2/3 of my career was working with tour players. So everything that I did was based on what they wanted. So I spent a lot of time on tour, and they would try to ask for little subtle things, working 4 hours on a little chip shot, looking for a ball to hop and spin. And whatever we made for the tour, we sold to the public. And now with the new business that we have, it's more for the consumer. So for us, all the feedback that we got from the consumers is feedback that we put into the prototypes. So we started with MTB, and we're actually working on something new. It came from feedback from consumers. So when someone asks for something over and over and over, and it's a voice you get, that's, for me, that's a pretty cool thing to say. Now I can get something to target and something to go after in a design.
So when you're talking to consumers, what maybe was the biggest misconception that you try to educate them on about design, about materials, when you're out there working with them?
Well, there's quite a few. The two biggest pet peeves for me has been more compression. You know, everybody talks compression, and I have to have a low compression, and then swing speed. You know, and swing speed's that pet peeve of mine that makes me want to hurt someone. But it's the golf ball designs don't need to be based off of the tee, which a lot of people always try to. If you ever go to places and they're doing fittings with drivers, it's just the wrong way to do it today. The golf balls go the same. But having people understand that the short game is where the balls are different, is how you have to test them. It's been a hard challenge for people to understand because everybody wants to hit a driver. So they think if they can hit their driver a few yards longer, this is going to be great. It's not going to happen, and then the consistency is not going to be there. And then they end up getting pushed into a ball that's probably the wrong choice for them. So compression and swing speed are probably the two most misunderstood terms that I think that are in golf today.
So when you think about compression, you think about just the different materials you use, the different layers. Talk about how many layers for different players or what you're looking at. You know, there's some golf balls overseas that are 5, 6, even 7 layers. Obviously, there's a lot of two-piece golf balls and somewhere in between. So when you're designing a ball, how do you determine if it's a 3-layer ball, a 4-layer ball, a 2-layer ball?
It's a little bit of who you're designing for and what kind of performance you're looking for. So if it's for a guy that's just looking to play golf, enjoy it, have fun, go out once in a while, doesn't really care, is playing in his scrambles with his charity events, the two-piece golf balls work for them. Hitting the ball higher with lower spin is a win. Getting it in the air is a win for them. When you start to want to get better in golf and improve your score, the 3-piece golf balls are probably the biggest advancement that you can get. The 3-piece balls allow you to change a spin curve, driver being low, irons being medium to high, however you want, and then around the green keeping the spin high enough to be able to control it. And when you get into the tour type of players, that's where the 4 or 5 layers come in, because those guys are working 4 irons that knuckle and fall out of the sky. You need the 5th layer inside. You know, they're looking for some kind of feel and control of a trajectory side to it. You might need another layer. So every time you can add a layer in a golf ball, you can change the spin curve or change the level of design. But there's no sense adding costs if your target consumer is not going to benefit from that. So we try to push people into products that are going to fit their game without adding cost to them that's cost them more money.
So all those different layers are typically different materials as well. How much have you seen materials change over your career, which has obviously been a long time in a very positive way with lots of success? So as you look at now what's going on with different things and what you can do to vary those layers, vary thicknesses, vary materials, how does that lead to your golf ball and all golf balls in general being different and being better?
Well, the two biggest advancements that's happened has been in the core technology. You know, when we used to use the old cobalt or nickel core material, if you made a golf ball with a certain compression, when you lowered that core compression down, you lost all your speed. So the technologies that we have today, we're able to make 30 and 40 compression cores be as fast as the old 90 and 100 compression cores, which bring driver spins down without losing speed. So that's made a big advancement in distance. The urethane is the second biggest material. So thermoplastic thermoset urethanes. Thermoset allows you to cast very, very thin, which gives you one level of performance. And thermoplastic materials actually have gotten so much better over the years. It used to be if you put them on thin, they were soft, they'd shear, and the balls would suck. But they've gotten so much better with some cross-linking. They've gotten better with the processing side to it. So the urethane really gives the soft feel and the durability, where Surlyn materials would be soft and shear. So using the urethane is a bigger advancement in golf balls and allows us to design more performance into it without losing that durability.
I think one of the other things consumers are confused about or maybe don't understand fully is the role of dimples. They understand they need them, but maybe they don't understand lift and the coefficient of drag and everything goes with depth, the number of dimples. Talk briefly about what you think about when that goes into your designs.
You're pretty good with all your aerodynamic terms, so we might want to hire you when this interview doesn't go well. But the aerodynamics are the last thing you do on a ball. So once you have the spin of the golf ball and you know it's going to be a higher spin, then you have to change the depths of the dimples. But we can change the depths, the shapes, the diameters, the edge angles, the radius on them. Pretty much anything with paint layers, with designs that control the flight. So the dimple design, it's not the number of dimples. A lot of people think the more dimples I have, the better it's going to be. The bigger dimples, the smaller amount have actually been more appealing to the better players. So we used to be, 392 and 500. Now they're down in the low 300s. That's a visual look because we can still do the same design with the aerodynamics to make them fly the same. But aerodynamics you do last. When you have your golf ball performance ready, you design your dimples with your lift and drag coefficients to be today low because the golf balls are being all hit high. That adds distance and can help make the ball longer.
Dean Snell, everybody. It doesn't get much smarter than that. Thank you.
Thank you.